Hey, Mortal Online Journey here, and I've been getting quite a few questions over the past few weeks about problems with Mortal Online, installing it, downloading it, how to increase your performance in the game, and Mortal Online is kind of complicated. It's not one of those games you can just put in the CD and everything runs fine, and so I'm going to be going through installing, troubleshooting, and performance today. So, first thing we're going to do is go to mortalonline.com, and we are going to click on download client in the top left corner, and then that page will load and we'll download the beta client installer. It's actually 66.6 MB, hint hint, wink wink, and it's kind of scary, little hint from Starvault there. So after it's done downloading, you'll bring up the setup. Once your setup wizard is open, next, accept the agreement, where you want to install Mortal Online and another folder. And at this point, it will install PhysX and DirectX. Now, they put these in this installer because these are downloads required to play Mortal Online. Previously, you had to go and download them yourself, so they decided to put it in the installer. Well, they failed. It didn't work. So it will install with the installer, and then we have to go download it later, which I will be running through. So install this, then the launcher itself will be coming up after this is done installing. At this point, your game will be patching. Now, Mortal Online Patcher uses something similar to the Lotro Patcher, whereby the patcher is a torrent that has a direct seed from the company, Starvault, whatever, seeding you directly. Plus, you can gain additional download speed from people also downloading. So, say you're at college, your college doesn't let you torrent with their internet, so you can't do that. Well, with MO, with this kind of torrent, you can, because it's a direct upload, so you don't have to go to McDonald's in a ghetto hippie van and sit there for hours waiting for it to download, or get a buddy to do it for you. So yeah, that kind of spare you that in effect, where it's a torrent but not. So it'll patch some big patches. I think it's about 7 patches. Some of them are 200 MB. One of them's 1 gigabyte. One of them's 1.5. So it's kind of hefty. The speeds are pretty good depending on your connection. Their direct speed is fairly decent. So you get all your patches. You click play. It doesn't work. Well, if it works, great. You don't have to watch this anymore, unless you want to improve the performance in game. I mean, unless you just have an amazing computer, but you probably don't. So if it's working, you don't have to watch. You can leave. But for the rest of you, you're going to go to the Mortal Online forums and navigate to the support section, and then in the stickies, how to guide starting the beta client. Now, this is where we start downloading everything to make it work. For you NVIDIA graphics card users, you click this link, and it will direct you to the download for the NVIDIA drivers. For you ATI graphics card users, you'll click here, and the link to the ATI chipset drivers. You should have those anyway. I mean, you want the latest drivers to make your games run fast anyway. Now the DirectX download, everybody needs this. You don't have it, the game will not work. So you must download that. And now the PhysX download, even though it's NVIDIA PhysX, ATI users need it too. So DirectX and PhysX are required for both ATI and NVIDIA card users. For some reason, they tell you it's not required, but it doesn't work unless you have them both. So, some users may also need the Net Framework update. I didn't need to do that personally, but some people do. So, you could do this while it's patching too. So, while your game is patching, you go and download these. And now your game's running, but it's not running how fast you want it to. So, we are going to manipulate the game settings and make it faster, because the game settings in Mortal Online, it's rather flawed at the moment. It doesn't work. So we're gonna do it this way in a moment here. So you got your game working, and we're gonna manipulate the settings now. So navigate to the folder where you installed Mortal Online originally, and you should have a folder called Mortal Online. Double click on it. Next, it'll bring you to all the patches you have, and Unreal Engine 3. Click on it. Engine, double click. Config, double click. Now you have a bunch of text configuration files here. Now the one you want is base engine. Right click on it and edit. Now this wall of text comes up, and it may look kind of intimidating at first, but what we're going to do is head down towards the bottom where it says System Settings. Note that any items in this section will affect all platforms. Ooh, scary, they're trying to keep us away. Static decals. Slowing down the game. Capital F, false. Dynamic decals, slowing it down too much. Capital F, false. All of these items are true, false values, and you need a capital letter heading them off. If it is not a true, false value, then the game will give you an error when you try and start it up. And in the previous MO versions, they would actually convert your config file back to its original state. So yeah, I'm just changing some stuff. Motion blur, false. I want elite PvP skills. Don't want any hindrance on my amazing eyesight already. And just set the files how you want. Change it. Experiment. Yeah. They also have full screen settings. They even have DirectX 10 available for you to enable. But of course they don't let you in game. They hide a lot of stuff in here. And so yeah. Ask me questions to my YouTube inbox. If you post a comment, I will not look at it. Because the new comment system is terrible, and I just can't stand it. So if you have a question, I will gladly answer it if you message me personally. Subscribe. These videos are kind of taking a long time to plan. Hopefully this helped some of you out, and yeah, just have a nice day, everybody. Have fun playing MO.